In ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, the Ankh or eye symbol represents eternal life. The same symbol is used for copper. So it was ironic that Sterlite's copper plant in Tuticorin would indirectly be responsible for 13 deaths. According to residents of the villages near the plant, it was polluting groundwater with arsenic and releasing poisonous gases, resulting in a high incidence of respiratory diseases and cancer. This is not the first time. In 2013, the Supreme Court, for leakage of sulfur dioxide and for operating without renewal of environmental permissions, the court fines you 100 crore. Once again in April 2018, the TNPCB rejected Vedanta's license to operate the smelter. Sterlite is dumping copper slag in the river and not providing groundwater analysis of bowels. Fatima Babu has been waging a constant protest against the plant since 1996. But even she was surprised at the 25,000 strong turnout in the May 22nd rally, when even salt producers, fishermen and boatmen association members joined in.
The protest is not against Sterlite alone. There is anger against the system.
As with any mass protest nowadays, some of the protesters are just troublemakers who had come armed and fired on the Vedanta staff quarters next to the district collector's office. The surprise police returned fire, using excessive force, killing 13, chasing them with their lathis as the protesters dispersed, wrecking cars and even 4 ambulances along the way. So far, protesters had been peacefully camping at the nearby MGM grounds continuously since February the 12th, against Sterlite's decision to double capacity from 4 lakh tons per annum to 8 lakh tons. So the violence took most by surprise, forcing the Madras High Court to stay their expansion plans and the state government to seal the plant, which was done on May 28th, exactly one day before Tamil Nadu's assembly was to meet, where opposition parties had planned.
Police firing is responsible for 13 deaths. The plant continues to function.
Resign as CM. But when news of the plant closure came, oh no, now we can't use those deaths against the CM. Actually, the violence was a well-orchestrated campaign. In a letter to the Tuticorin District Court, 2 associations said, "We were brainwashed into protesting against the copper plant by lawyers from the Makkal Adhikaram." Fatima Babu's 25-year protest had always been peaceful. Even she says,
Emotions were so high that even though the district administration tried to hold a peace meeting, people were not ready to listen.
Tamil Nadu is a battleground state, thrown wide open after Jayalalitha's death and Karunanidhi's age, with even Rajnikant and Kamal Hassan setting up political bases. See Bisbo's story. This type of dirty politics harms India's interest. Even the petrochemical refinery in Nanar, Maharashtra has been stalled by protests, petty politics and misinformation. See Bisbo's story. As it is, we only have 3 copper plants producing about 8.5 lakh tons. Copper is increasingly used in electrical appliances and wiring, in railways and in electric cars. Sterlite by itself employs 35,000 people and supplies to 800 small and medium manufacturers. 1.5 to 2 lakh tons of copper is exported, earning India precious foreign exchange worth about $2 billion or 14,000 crore. However, it is a highly polluting activity, and Sterlite had been rejected by 3 state governments of Goa, Gujarat and Maharashtra before Jayalalitha invited them.
Mr. Agarwal, you can set up your copper plant in Tuticorin.
A coastal and industrial town 600 kilometers from Chennai, where its VO Chidambarannar port is the 4th largest container terminal in the country. While Vedanta, Sterlite's owner, has always maintained, we follow all norms and have broken no environmental rules. Both the Church of England and Norway's Sovereign Wealth Fund have sold their holdings in the company due to concerns over environmental and human rights violations in Odisha. Sterlite's parent company Vedanta is listed on the London Stock Exchange, and Agarwal faces trouble there as well. Vedanta is a rogue company and should be delisted from the London Stock Exchange. Recently, 2,000 Zambian villagers affected by Vedanta's copper smelter's environmental lapses won the right to
sue Vedanta in the UK over drinking water contamination in the Concona mines.
The common man has every right to protest against polluting industries like what is happening in USA's Flint, Michigan. Are Tuticorin residents stretching the truth? According to the CEO of Sterlite Copper P. Ramnath, in data for cancer among men, Tuticorin district is 15th out of 32 districts in Tamil Nadu. But not all want the plant shut. Closure of the plant has affected the livelihood of thousands of freight operators, drivers and workers. The state government and Sterlite must find a way to reopen the plant. Ultimately, it's the people of Tuticorin who are suffering, whether from the closure or due to alleged environmental breaches. Bisbo's Limerick. There were violent protests against Sterlite's copper plant, where 25,000 people took up the chant. But did politics ruin the future of Tuticorin? New evidence suggests a devious